say, I do. How many worship you? Come on, get those hands in the air. I do worship you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I'm your host, Prophet Cedric Banks, along with
Prophet Dept.
we got a dynamic show for you today, right here today. And we have an outstanding guest here that's doing some tremendous things here in the community. And we want her to tell you these things, what she's doing. But before we do that, let's give those out there in the TV land all our websites where they can see what we're doing out there in the community.
Okay, you can Google Cedric Banks and you can see a lot of things that's going on with the prophet. You also can go to his website, www.cedricbanksfordetroit.com. You can view many of his prior programs on there. You can see more work where he's had the mayor on the program. He's had state representatives, all the city council pretty much, Councilman George Cushenberry, Councilman Mary Sheffield. He has Councilman Andres Spivey, Councilman James Tate. He's had many state representatives. You name it, everyone that's running and governing this city has been on the program, which are giving vital resources to the residents in the community. Also, there are many community activists and many community organizations on the site as well. Prophet Banks also has District 3 Block Club Development Association. It's a YouTube website. You just YouTube and then type in District 3 Block Club Development Association, and you'll see a lot of the work that he's doing all around the community. Throughout the community where he was at Police Chief James Craig, Police Summit event downtown. He has been at so many different community organizations, block clubs, giving implications, speaking engagements, enlightening the community about voting, the importance of not putting criminals back in office and those types of things. And so you can view all of those videos on his YouTube site, District Block Club Development Association. He also has a YouTube site, Cedric Banks, the number 4, Detroit. And you'll see other activities and events. He's all around the city. Everywhere there's something going on regarding residents and helping the community, he's there.
All right, and that is wonderful. And this Sunday at the Heart of Jesus Church, located inside the Wow Center, 14111 East 7 Mile Road, at 2 p.m., we got the dynamic judge from 36th District Court, Judge Kenneth King. Judge Kenneth King currently sits on the bench at 36th District Court. And he's also an anointed man of God that will be preaching the Word of God this Sunday. And he's a judge at 36th District Court this Sunday at the 2 p.m. service. And we want you all to come on out and partake in that wonderful, wonderful event. Also, you can see us on Comcast Channel 90 every Saturday night at 8 p.m. prime time. 8 p.m. prime time, Comcast Channel 90, right here, every Saturday night at 8 p.m. We got an outstanding guest here that's going to provide us today with some great information and inform us today with some great information what the community needs to hear out there in TV land. We have Linda Clark here today from the Detroit Water Board and Sewage Department. Linda's going to talk to us today about the water, what's going on with the residents and the churches, because many people are in a crisis in this time and they need answers. They need understanding. They need clarity. We got Linda Clark here, right here today, sitting next to me on my left. There's all type of pastors, 25, 35 pastors from my understanding, that have gathered together and went down to the Detroit City Council, wanted answers, wanted resources. But you got it right here today. Right here today, Linda Clark from the Water Board. Welcome to the Community Show. Oh, it's a blessing, because you all are really in high demand, because people want answers. People want to see results. People are, many people are in the dark on things. Hey, how can, tell us about what's going on with the water board. People want to know why is the prices have been raised up? Why is the prices have been raised up? And why is the prices been raised up? And there any help or hope for the people?
Well, there's a lot going on with Detroit Water Research Department, and thank you again for having me here to talk about it and to let the public know what the Water Department is doing. First of all, there are costs associated with managing water, as I'm sure you can imagine, and that cost is the water, the sewage, drainage. For the water, the cost generally, as I was saying to someone earlier, is low. And the sewage and drainage, I think, are the issues that you were talking about earlier. Drainage in particular, the drainage program that we have for the churches is going to roll out in 2018.
Okay, so that's going to come up in 2018.
It's 2018.
So you have no, I got to stand up for the churches and the pastors out there because they're going to be wondering and look at the show why you didn't, I couldn't make it out, you know, why you didn't stand up. So this program you don't have right now.
The program is in effect. What has happened, Bishop, is that we sent out letters to 22,000 parcels, approximately 22,000 parcels or properties that were not paying drainage charges. So that's the first phase of it. 22,000 were not paying drainage. Understand that this is not a new charge, that DWSD has been charging for drainage since 1975. So it's not new, but these were 22 parcels that had never been billed for any of a number of reasons. The billing system just did not allow for these properties to be billed. So DWSD aggressively did assessment with the city assessor's office or worked with the city assessor's office to determine where these properties were and to send a bill. So that's the first thing. So people saying, oh, they're coming up with this new drainage charge, it's not a new charge. The charge has been around for a while. Secondly, we're rolling in drainage for industrial, commercial, residential, and nonprofit properties, as well as the faith-based community.
Right.
The first phase are commercial and industrial properties, and the residential we're rolling in 2017, and in 2018 we will be rolling in the churches or the faith-based community. So what we're trying to do
in 2018.
2018.
So
we're rolling in phases.
When 2018 comes, what can the churches and the pastors expect with water and sewage when 2018 comes? What can they expect?
What we're trying to do is have equitable billing across the board. We don't want some churches, I use churches because you brought up the faith-based community, we don't want some churches paying much more than other churches, and other churches paying nothing. That's not equitable. We want to make sure that there is equitable charge for all churches on their drainage. And let me just explain a little bit about the drainage. When you have a surface that we're calling impervious surfaces, which is where the water does not penetrate into the ground, that water then rolls into a sewer system. That sewer system we have, as I was saying earlier, is a single sewer system. So everything, combined sewer system, everything rolls into that one system. It has to be clean. So whether that water is rolling off of a driveway on someone's property, or whether it's rolling from a parking lot, it's still rolling into the sewer system. That water has to be treated. Detroit Water and Sewage pays $125 million a year annually to clean that water. We want to make sure that everyone is paying their fair share of that cleaning.
So when the rain drops,
From the rooftop,
driveway, grass,
not the grass.
driveway, streets.
Well, when it rolls off of your property into the sewer system,
Okay.
so whatever that property is, and you mentioned grass, and we talk about that in a few moments.
Okay, so the people got, the residents of the community got to pay for that.
They have been paying for it, but what we were concerned about is that there were, again, 22,000 parcels that were not.
Right.
Because because they were not properly assessed, and now they are being assessed. And so we have sent letters out. And then there are other properties, such as some of the impervious surfaces we talked about that residential homeowners have, or that the faith-based community has, or parking lots, or whatever. Impervious surface, let me just rewind a little bit, are again those surfaces where the water does not penetrate. So you mentioned grass. Water penetrates into grass. And you can even have brick pavers. The water penetrates through the surfaces around the bricks. So as long as the water is going back into the earth, that is not an impervious system. When you have a driveway that's obviously cement, in many cases, that's not. Or you have a parking lot, that's not. If you have gravel, and the gravel is not, is packed tight, and water cannot go through, that is an impervious surface. So it's any surface where the water is flowing into the sewer system and not back into the earth. So that's the difference. So what we're trying to do is work with everyone. We're not just rolling it out and saying you have to pay for it immediately. We're doing everything in phases, and we're working with our customers to provide credits, meaning we will be providing credits to the faith base, credits to residents, credits to individuals for their green infrastructure.
Now, how do the residents and the faith base get this credit? Because I just see out there at TV land, they want to know how to get this credit. So how do the residents and the faith base get this credit?
We have information on our website that outlines
Can
exactly
you give them your
what some
website?
of those credits are. Right, it's www.detroitmi.gov/DWSD. Well, you think I know it.
Good job.
You think I know it.
Good job.
But the credits, just to give you an example of what some of the credits are, for a resident, if you disconnect that, it's slipping my mind, if you disconnect that, what drains and goes onto the sidewalk, you know what I'm trying to say. Downsprout. No, I just get a blank on that. Thank you. You disconnect the downsprout, that flows onto the cement, which flows to the street. That's a savings right there. If you have it going into the street and then down into the sewer system, that's a problem. But if you disconnect it and it's going on your grass, that's a savings. That's part of the green.
So a person can disconnect the downsprout. They should disconnect the downsprout, and they'll see money saved on their water bill.
They will see money saved on their water
Wow,
bill.
look at
There's
that.
all kinds of savings that customers have. We have it on our website. And so if you go to our website and go to the drainage section, it will give you information on what some of those drainage credits are. But we are developing, as we speak, those drainage savings
benefits?
Credits, right,
Okay.
for the faith base and for residents, etc. So
And they will be put on the website.
Those that are on the website are there, and as we continue to develop, yes, there will be changes that way.
That is outstanding, and you know, because this TV show right here, Miss Linda, is all about giving the people hope out there in the community. That's what this is all about. The name of the show is called The Community Shall Be Restored. So we thank you today for coming on with these resources and putting out this informative information to give the community hope, because I ran into a lot of people out there, they didn't think it was no hope about this water crisis, what's going on. Just a few weeks ago, there were about 25, 35 pastors, if you're aware of it, went down to the Detroit City Council. Were you aware of that?
Very much aware of it.
Okay, they went
Very
down
much aware
and wanted some answers.
Yes, and we understand that. It's a matter of...
So it's a blessing having you right here today.
And we are happy to make this information known throughout the community. We're working as quickly as we can to get this information out and to educate the community, to let them know exactly when it's going to take place, what you can do about it, what types of credits you can get, and basically what this is all about. So many people are under the misimpression that in fact this is new and the water company is trying to make, I hear everything. But at the end of the day, you have to understand this is something that's been in effect more than 30 years. So we are trying to educate them. But you brought something else up. I want to just take a quick turn if I can.
Sure, go right ahead.
Talk about, when you said crises and you talk about the things that are going on, we have programs that we want people to know average person, not talking about just the faith-based community now, just moving away from drainage, just your regular water bill. What can you do to help pay the water bill? You know, we have 40% poverty rate in the city of Detroit, and many of the individuals who live in Detroit are having difficulty in paying their water bill. So we want...
What percent?
We have 40% poverty.
That's having a problem paying their
Well,
water bill?
no, 40% poverty rate in the city of Detroit, period. That has nothing to do with the water. It's
Okay.
just the poverty rate in the city of Detroit. But what we want to do is to communicate something that's very critical. Nobody should have their water disconnected. There are things that you can do. We don't want to disrupt anyone's water. We want you to get on a payment plan, or we want you to get on a program that will help you, such as the RAP program, which is the Water Residential Assistance Program. And that program, I think I was talking to a few people about it earlier, is a phenomenal program, one of the best programs in the country.
Now, how
Give
does...
me a couple of minutes, I'd like to talk
Yeah.
about it.
Now, first of all, it's inhumane not to have water.
We don't want anyone to not have water, just like
Right.
we don't want anyone not to have electricity
Right.
or not to have gas. But that's how our society works. You have to pay for the service
Sure,
that you get.
sure.
So we want to help those that are having difficulty in paying for that service.
How does some of these, Linda, how do some of these programs go? Those out in the community, people right here in this, some of the people here today as part of this audience, what are some of the programs that the people can get involved with to help make life easier with them with water payments?
The RAP program, as I was just mentioning, is one of the programs that we really like to see people who are in need take advantage of it. I'll explain it if you give me just about a minute or
Go
so.
right ahead, go right
So
ahead.
I'm going to use a couple of examples because that might be easier in terms of explaining. RAP, again, stands for the Water Residential Assistance Program, and it really helps those who are at 150% or above the federal poverty guideline. If you have let's say your person you pay on an average, I'm just pulling numbers out, let's say your water bill is $75 a month, okay? Which is not the average water bill, by the way. The average water bill is lower, just below that, around $65. But let's just say your water bill is $75 a month, and you have a $700 past due. If you apply for RAP and you're eligible for the program, we will immediately freeze your past due. So you just got on the RAP plan past due. You owe $700 in past due. We're going to freeze that past due so you no longer have to worry about it. Now you're looking just at that $75. We're going to deduct from that $75 $25. So now your water bill is $50 a month. So right now, off the top, you're not worrying about that $700, and you got $25 off that bill. If you successfully pay that $50, because it's going from 75 to 50, for 6 months, we will eliminate $350 of that past due. So now you
Out that 700.
Out that 700. So
Okay.
now it's
So I got some relief
$700.
now.
You got big relief because now you're paying $50 instead of $75, and you have $350 has been taken off your bill. If you continue to pay it for another 6 months, we will completely wipe out that past due. So you now have $700 that's been wiped out of your bill, and if we see that your bill is higher than the average bill, we will send someone out there to look at the different areas in your home, such as your toilet or your shower, to make sure there's no leakage. And if there is a leakage, we will pay up to $1,000 to fix it.
Oh, that's a blessing. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I like that, coming up with $50 a month versus $700 a month right now out of my pocket.
That's right.
Instead, right now you want $700. I can come up with, I'm just saying, throwing some things out there. I like that $50 a month better. It's more comfortable on me.
Yes,
and then I can look at my other bills, I can pay some other bills and things like that.
Right.
So, life been made easy for me.
It's made a lot easier. Our director, Gary Brown, was talking about a senior citizen that had an issue, and she was in that similar position where she was paying a very high amount. We went out there, we fixed her leaks, we brought her water bill down. So instead of paying the high water bill, she's on the RAP, instead of paying the high water bill she was paying before, she's now paying something like $18, $19 a month. something that's much more manageable than what she was paying, which was like 60 or 70, whatever that amount was. So, you know, it is a phenomenal program. We want people to know about it and take advantage of it. I think that's the big thing, is educating. We got 600,000 people in the city of Detroit. We can't speak to everybody. But through your program and programs like yours, we're able to communicate to the public about programs like the RAP and about the drainage program, that there is help. We're not just the bad person. We're not the bad. We're trying to help residents. We're trying to help those who are having difficulty in paying their bills and understanding.
Oh, definitely. You get some resources, you get some tools for them, and there is hope for them. And we're seeing that right now today. Pastor Donetta, do you have a question here for Linda Clark, Detroit Water Board?
Poverty level, exactly, for those in television land, I don't know what the poverty level is. What is that number for a household? Say, if you have 2 in a household, do you know what that is?
I don't. That's not something that I keep stats on, but when I gave him the 40% poverty rate, that's a poverty rate in the city of Detroit. So it's not overall, so I don't know what it is per individual household. As it pertains to the RAP program, though, there is a, we do put on our flyers, it's on our website, what qualifications are. So if you have 2 in the house, how much that income can be in that poverty, because you do have to be at 150% of the federal poverty. We don't make that up. It's a federal poverty rate. So we list what that income looks like for a family of 8, for example, or a family of 6, or for a single person, what that looks like. But Pastor, if I can, I just want to talk about a couple of other things that are going on
Oh, right ahead.
Department that are good. And I'm sorry, this is what I do. I don't mean to just break in, but you know, there are a lot of good things that happen, and we, as I said, we just can't reach everybody at once. So we look forward to, you know, speaking with you again. Hopefully you'll invite us back. Yeah. But you know, we have a lot of things. For example, we have a new bill that just came out that is larger. I don't know about you, but my eyes aren't what they used to be, and it certainly is a blessing to have a bill that has larger writing, that is more colorful, that goes directly to the most significant areas of the bill that I need to know as a consumer. It breaks things down. It shows you where your levels were a year ago. It is much more robust, much more user-friendly than it was before. We just rolled that out. We're hearing good things. The feedback is really good, and you know, I'm really pleased that that new bill is out. We're going to have kiosks, which are going to help. Everybody is moving to a different age now. You know, it's easier sometimes to mail that bill in, just to go down to your corner store, and there's a kiosk there. They're going to be in many of the right age. We're going to have them in our facilities. They're going to be all over town, and you'll be able just to make your payments right there on those kiosks. So there's a lot of things that we're doing in DWSD.
And this is a water board. This is the water board system. Kiosks.
The kiosks are actually DTE kiosks, but say if you go out to, I was out to DTE's building a couple weeks ago, and I saw our logo on their kiosk, because they're letting people know we're coming. DWSD is coming to that DTE. So DTE has about 30 kiosks that we're going to take advantage of that are located all over the city. They even have some in the suburbs, because not all of us work in Detroit. Some of us work in another town, even though we live in Detroit. It's easy for us to make that water bill payment on the kiosk. So the kiosks are all over, and we're going to be part of that starting in about December, January. Okay,
that's a blessing, because I've never known the Detroit Water Board to have this before. So right. This is some type of new invention or something then.
It's a convenience for a customer. We hear you when you speak to us and tell us we need another way, because there have been lines, you know, there are a lot of lines, and we don't want people to wait in line. If you can pay that bill through a kiosk, I would much rather do that than to wait in a line. So there are many things that we are doing.
That's
trying to make life more convenient for customers.
Right, that is really, really good, because all the years I have been paying my water bill, I've never seen anything like that before. A kiosk where you'll be able to go in, what is it, Rite Aid?
Go to Rite Aid, or anywhere that DTE machine is, that kiosk is, you can pay. If you pay your DTE bill on the kiosk, you'll also be able to pay your water bill.
Okay, well that's good. that the Detroit Water Board is advancing, you know, and that is really, really good. And, you know, Linda, can you give your website out again?
Sure, it's www.detroitmi.gov/DWSD.
Okay, now, do you do speaking engagements or anything like that?
We try to do as much outreach as we can. We're going to be doing more because we do have this drainage issue that we want to educate people on. But again, it's not just drainage. There's so many other programs that we have. I failed to mention, I want to mention now, there's a 10-30-50 plan for customers who need assistance, who don't qualify for the RAP plan but still need assistance. We have that plan to help them.
Was that something Mayor Duggan was on TV, on a commercial talking about 10?
I didn't see that, the 10-30-50?
Yeah.
I didn't see that the mayor, that would be nice, but I didn't see him promote that. That would be nice if he was doing it. But the 10-30-50 plan is unique to DWSD. It is a plan where a customer can come in if they're past due and pay as little as 10% down on their bill and get to keep them from being shut off. Or if they miss that 10% and they break that plan and come back, this time 30% or 50%, whatever it takes, but that plan is available. We want to let people know that that exists so that they understand there are options to paying their water bill. Again, we don't want any disruptions of water.
That's good, that's good. Well, you know, at least, you know, we found out today that Detroit Water Board has plans and payment plans to help bring relief to the residents out there in the community.
That's right. That's right.
Do you have a question for Ms. Linda Clark?
Linda, I'm interested in the drainage. Like, how can you assess how much water runs down the sprout into a sewer and the driveway? How much water? How can you assess that? Isn't it like different? I mean, how is that assessed?
The assessment is done on the amount of impervious surface that you have. So it's not the amount of water. The amount of water is based on the size of your impervious surface. So say you have a parking lot versus a driveway. There's a big difference between a parking lot. That impervious surface is much larger than the surface of a driveway. And we did a flyover over the city of Detroit, so that's how we can determine where the impervious surface is.
Wow. Linda, we got 2 minutes left. What I want you to do is look right there in that camera.
Okay.
And what's up on your heart, take time out to speak to the residents. What's up on your heart?
Whatever's on my heart? Okay.
Yeah.
What's on my heart
pertaining to the water.
Well, that's what I was going to say. But what's in my heart are the payment plans and the programs. We really want people to understand that those options exist and that people should take advantage of them, because we do not want to see anyone with an interruption of water services. Please take advantage of the RAP. Please take advantage of the 10-30-50. We're going to be out in the community. We'll be hopefully answering questions of individuals who want to know more about the drainage or about the payment plans. But we ask that people allow us the opportunity to express ourselves and to get that message out. And we certainly hope to do so with everyone as quickly as we can.
Wow. What a dynamic show here today. We got some outstanding resources here from Ms. Linda Clark from the Detroit Water Sewage, how there is hope and help for those that pay water bills. I've been your host today, Prophet Cedric Banks from the Community Shall Be Restored, along with
Prophet Danette Banks.
And along with
Linda Clark, Detroit Water and Sewage.
And we will see you next Saturday right here on Comcast TV 90 at 8 p.m. prime time. The community shall be restored. God bless you. Police officer.
Can I get a witness here? I do. How many worship him?